And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining.
And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Let's go. UC Irvine within 4, Ben. From down 13 to within 4.
Yes.
Let's go. Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks on stacks, lads. Joined with my man, Mr. Big Ball, Ben Larson. He's finally wearing a good hat. Had to get him out to Arizona to finally wear a good hat.
Bro, I have my other A's hat too.
Yeah, that one's better, though.
I don't know about this has got a better where was this side?
The
Better
patch.
24 insignia on it, but
Yeah, the spring training patch. Very
it's
nice.
bright as fuck.
It is, but it's unique.
It's only gonna be half the show, so
It's unique. Welcome, everybody. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Make sure to download it to your mobile device. Use it to track your bets. Become a better. Use promo code JORD517. It is free to download, free to use. Sharps app. Yes. With that being said, this is our last installment of the division preview show. This is AL/NL West preview show.
baseball starts tomorrow, man.
Yeah, and then it goes back to spring training.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
I mean,
weird
still, it starts tomorrow.
it's a weird 3-game set. It's fucking stupid. Major League Baseball should fucking kick themselves in the face for it. Like, why are you starting MLB season in the middle of the night, in the middle of when the NCAA tournament starts? Like, it couldn't possibly be any worse of a situation. But nonetheless, baseball season does start in Korea tonight. Dodgers
I didn't
take on
even realize 3:05 a.m. Huh?
Yep. Dodgers take on the Padres. So with that being said, perfect time for the NL AL West preview. It also happened to work out because, like we talked about yesterday, Blake Snell finally signed.
Yep.
Happened to be with the NL West team. So excited to talk about that. We are going to talk about the AL West first, Benjamin.
Yes, sir.
Should we just hop right into it?
Might as well.
Okay, let's do it. So, first team we're obviously going to talk about. If you're new to the show, we usually start bottom to top. So, unfortunately, we're going to start with my Oakland A's,
There we go.
as they are projected to be the worst team in Major League Baseball once again. Last year they won 50 games. Their over-under win total this year is 57.5. If remember, last year it was like 63.5, and we were talking about it, and we're like, man, this is fucking low, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to bet that under, and it flew under if you took the under. They only won 50, lost 112 games. So they did have some movement. Obviously, Tony Kemp is gone. He signed with Cincinnati. And then they signed Alex Wood. They signed J.D. Davis. They also signed Ross Stripling as well. So added some veterans to go with the plethora of young players they have. So I'm actually intrigued by the A's this year. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're gonna be as bad as last year, Ben. But what's your thoughts on the Oakland A's?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think adding Alex Wood and Ross Stripling were decent additions. I got to see a bunch of them last year. Stripling I wasn't as impressed with, but he's still going to be a good voice in that locker room, in that bullpen, for the young guys to put there. And they're still, he's still going to be their number 4 pitcher there. So I think it was a good ad. I think they're gonna miss Caprillion. I know he didn't pitch as well as everyone expected him to pitch last year, but he was still, one of their better pitchers, and that was someone that they were really looking forward to, and looking to kind of push them over the edge. But this is a team of young guys that is, I mean, they've got a lot of potential here. Zach Gelof, Noda, Ruiz. All three of those guys are really looking to make steps. I think you can look at Langeliers and Soderstrom. Is that one of those catchers is going to have a breakout season? Being young guys. I don't know which one it'll be, but I think they've got potential there. JD Davis coming in at third, I think, is a huge add. For them, again, gets them a little bit of veteran experience, and will really help. And I mean, we saw Rooker hit one out.
Oh, just crushed it, dude.
In the 2.5 innings that we were there on Friday. So, I think this team definitely has potential to go over the 56.5, and 6.5 is kind of big for this team, but I do see some of the other teams taking steps back this year, which is where they can definitely get some W's.
I think the biggest thing is like their starting rotation was just so fucking horrendous last year. Like it was bad, and they had a lot of young guys, obviously, and then they had a lot of injuries. Like Blackburn was hurt for pretty much most of the season, and so I do think that if they can get an improvement out of their starting rotation, like they can obviously be better. Alex Wood and Ross Stripling, they're not like, aces by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think having some like, cogs in there that can like literally just go in there and just eat innings, and I think that's huge because then you're not taxing your bullpen as much, right? And like the bullpen they had their moments, but I mean, for the most part, they were just like, their bullpen was in by the 4th inning of every fucking game. So it was like really hard for them to, have any sort of consistency at all. Right. Yeah. I think putting Mason Miller in the bullpen at the closer role, I think that's huge. Mason Miller is the A's top prospect. He throws about 103 miles an hour. Tried to have him start last year. Then he started to develop some elbow issues. I shut him down for the rest of the year. So having him, I think, move to that bullpen role, I think that kind of solidifies their bullpen a little bit. But really, this team's going to really depend on how Kyle Muller develops, how JP Sears develops. Ken Waldichuk probably out for the year. Well, he is out for the year. That's a major blow because that's a young pitcher that they're relying on, stepping into the rotation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, like, this is definitely the worst team in the division, in my opinion. But I do think, like you said, there is a lot of good bright spots. Zach Gelof, Lawrence Butler, who should break the opening day roster. Esteury Ruiz as well. Shea Langeliers.
Not Rooker that hit that jack that we were watching, right?
Yeah, it was Lawrence Butler.
Lawrence Butler, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I am excited to see this team. I am excited. I'm more excited about this team this year than I was last year. So we'll see how it plays out. No play for me on the win total though, because I wouldn't be shocked if they went under again. But it's so low. I mean, they should go over, dude. Because like you said, like I do think a couple of these teams are going to take a step back.
Yeah, and this is a better team, for sure, a better team than they had last year. So
yeah, and they're like a year older, a lot of their young guys, so
yeah, should
be a little bit better. All right, let's move over to the next team. We got the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Their win total is basically 72.5 everywhere. You can find some 71.5s. Obviously, the big move, they lost Shohei Ohtani. They lost Randall Grichuk. They lost Gio Urshela. They lost a ton of guys. CJ Cron, Mike Moustakas, Brett Phillips. I can go on and on and on. Jared Walsh is also gone. So a lot of young guys, and we talked about this before, Ben. I like a lot of the young guys that the Angels had, and a lot of them played last year. They just couldn't the Angels in general just could not stay healthy, dude. They, Otani was in and out of the lineup. Trout was in and out of the lineup. They lost Zach Neto for a big portion of the year. They lost O'Hoppe in the first 2 weeks of the season. He was basically out for the year. So I do think the Angels are actually trending in the right direction. Obviously, losing Shohei Otani is fucking huge. But what's your thoughts on the Angels here?
I don't think they're trending in the right direction. I think they have a couple young guys that will help them out long term, but I don't think this is the year for that. I think when you have Reed Detmers as your number one, that's a major problem. He has been so
he looked good
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of explaining. He's Jekyll and Hyde, but he did look really good for a month and a half last year.
Yeah, but he looked really bad for 3 months, and then he was good for a half a month, and then he was bad for a month, and then he was good for a month and a half, and then he was bad for a month. And that's what I worry about with Detmers. He has potential, he's got the stuff, but just putting it all together. I think the lower half of their rotation is a little questionable. But they do have good young players. I mean, O'Hoppe, Zach Neto, Mickey Moniak. I'd want to say Joe Adell, but who can't break the major league roster? So they've got potential there. Yeah, can we see a season where Trout doesn't get hurt? Probably not. I wonder how much the Anthony Rendon kind of saga plays into that dugout, and if that causes rifts between the team when players think that he doesn't want to be there at all.
Yeah.
So I'm a little worried about this team.
I think that their lineup is,
and they did nothing to replace Shohei on the pitching side or the batting side.
Well, I mean, he wasn't going to pitch anyways.
Well, yeah, but still, but they didn't replace him. You got Zach Plesac.
Well, this is the thing. I think Patrick Sandoval is really good. I thought he had a down year last year. I expect him to bounce back. I think Reed Detmers is pretty solid as well. Expect him to bounce back a little and have a little more consistency. I guess I'm in a different train than you. I think their young guys are Logan O'Hoppe looked like he was going to run away with Rookie of the Year the first 2 weeks of the season last year. Zach Neto looked every part of an everyday shortstop, which I think is very important. Mickey Moniak looks like a number 1 overall pick again. Brandon Drury, in the month of June last year, when the Angels were really good before he got hurt, the Angels were they were going to contend for that division. He got hurt, and that's when everything kind of faltered for the Angels last year. So getting Drury back healthy, I think, is huge. That's the thing with this team, though, is you got a lot of often injured guys who need to stay healthy for them to have any sort of chance of being good. Do I think they're going to win this division? No, but I do think that I do think that they go over 72.5 wins. I think this team's going to be better than anticipated. I
just don't see them being better than they were last year. And that's...
Well, they won 77.5 last year.
73 wins last year.
But last year they were so injured, dude.
Yeah, but these are guys, a lot of these guys are consistently injured.
They are, and that's a big thing. They got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good thing is Neto, O'Hoppe, 2 guys that were injured last year, Taylor Ward. Those are young guys. Taylor Ward not as young, but I mean O'Hoppe and Neto are under 25 years old, so
yeah,
they should be a little more healthy this year. And then hopefully, maybe Joe Adell ends up being the Joe Adell we all fucking thought was going to be Joe Adell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going to get the opportunity this year finally, right? Maybe something happens. Maybe some things click.
That would take either Trout, Ward, or Moniak getting hurt, though.
I still think he's gonna. I think he's gonna play. He's gonna platoon.
Yeah, you got Austin Hicks, who's ranked higher in left field and center than Joe. Joe Adell's your number 2 in right field behind Moniak. So
I don't think Aaron Hicks ends up playing more than Joe Adell, because it's the same thing with the Orioles last year. Like, they picked up Aaron Hicks to play him because he's a veteran, and then the young guys started outperforming him, so he kind of like had to take a step back. That's what's going to happen here. The Angels have to see what they have with Joe Adell, dude. They cannot keep trotting other dudes out there. Like, you have to give him consistent at bats to see what he has. You have to give him the chance to either prove that he's not good or prove that he's good. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think eventually he gets called up there. Again, I'm not playing this one. I'm not playing the over under 72.5, but I do think the Angels are going to be better than everyone anticipates. Everyone thinks just because they lost Shohei that they're going to be dog shit. And Shohei's a great player, dude. Not taking nothing away from him, but he's hurt a lot.
yeah. So let's see. Joe Adell over his career, batting average 214 for 580 at bats. Last year he had 58. With 12 hits, 3 home runs, and a 207 average. This spring training, he played 19 games, had 37 at bats, and only 8 hits. 216 batting average, 231 OBP, 432 slugging percentage. It's not good.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe he will be. Maybe he'll get that opportunity with somebody getting hurt. But again, that
he's still
somebody getting hurt.
He's only 24, dude.
Yeah. They just keep pushing him down the line, though.
Yeah, but I mean, now there's no Shohei, so
yeah,
they got to figure some things out.
Yeah.
I think he.
Oh.
I think
you've got over. I've got under.
Yeah, I'll lean the over. All right, let's move over to the next team. We got the Seattle Mariners. Their win total is 87.5. What do you think about the Mariners?
I didn't really like what they did this summer. I think losing Will Smith, losing Jordan Montgomery, Chris Stratton, Aroldis Chapman, and adding Yates
you're
Robinson.
looking at the wrong team. You're looking at Texas.
Oh, I'm looking at Texas. Sorry, but okay, here we go. Losing Gonzalez, Robbie Ray, and coming back with no pitching changes there.
They don't need to.
I think that's no. I just think that gets rid of their depth. I think you've got Castillo, Kirby, Wu, and Gilbert. I think Miller may be the odd man out there. And what happens if one of them goes down? That's going to be an issue there. I think their bullpen is not as good as it was last year. And I think they got rid of a lot of depth in their infield. If one person goes down, you're kind of struggling. So
I think they have incredible depth in their rotation, which is why they traded Gonzalez and Robbie Ray. They have a top prospect sitting down there in Emerson Hancock, as well as
wasn't he hurt though?
No, he wasn't. They just sent him down last year because they didn't have a spot for him in the rotation. Like, they don't have a spot for him right now either. So
I thought he had form.
No, he's healthy. The only thing that I don't like about the Mariners right now is the fact that Matt Brash has elbow inflammation. He's their projected setup man. However, they did sign Ryan Stanek from Houston. I think Their bullpen is fine. Their bullpen's still going to be good. I think the biggest thing with the Mariners, though, and why they didn't make any big additions is because if they get the Ty France from 2 years ago, because Ty France had a bad year last year. If they get the Ty France from 2 years ago, that solves their issues with their bat. You know what I mean? And, you know, last year was really an anomaly year if you look at Ty France in his career. Like, for his career, he hits over 270. You know, he hit 274 in 2022. He hit 291 in 2021. He hit 302 in 2020. And then last year he hits 250. So I expect Ty France to bounce back. And I think that's gonna be the best addition for the Mariners. But this rotation is fucking nasty, dude. There isn't a better rotation in all of baseball. Nobody has a better rotation than the Mariners. Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, and George Kirby. I mean, you're talking 3 dudes that could be number 1 starters on pretty much every fucking team. So this team's gonna go as far as their rotation takes them. And like I said, if they get a bounce back year from Ty France, it's curtains, dude. I like the Mariners to win this division.
They need a bounce back year from Ty France, Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, but you're not relying on
Julio.
Julio had a great second half of the year last year.
Yeah,
he bounced back. J.P. Crawford had the best year of his career last year. But you add a guy like Mitch Garver who has experience in the playoffs, winning a World Series. Cal Raleigh, you know, you're not really expecting a ton from him. You're just hoping he hits 25 to 30 home runs, you know, because that's what
expecting a ton out of him.
Well, I mean, he did it last year.
Yeah,
he just didn't. You know, he didn't hit for average as well, but he gives you 25 to 30 home runs. That's solid. I also like the addition of Dominic Canzone. I thought that was a really good trade for them last year. They gave up Swanson, but they really needed like an everyday outfielder, knowing that they weren't going to re-sign Teoscar Hernandez, and Canzone can be that guy. So I'm intrigued by this team. I think this is the best team in the division, dude. I think the Astros are going to take a step back. I think the Rangers are going to take a step back. And I just think pitching ultimately rules everything, and the Mariners have better pitching than anybody in Major League Baseball. So I'm expecting them to win this division. I like them over 87.5 wins. But more importantly, I like them to win the division, which is at 3-1. Not great value, but I think they win the division. I think they win it. I really do. And Julio Rodriguez, sprinkle a little on him.
I'm worried. To be honest, I'm worried about the infield. And if one of those players goes down.
Oh, I love the addition of Jorge Polanco too. Great fucking addition.
Yeah.
I mean they have depth in their infield. They just don't have like everyday players for depth. But I mean they got guys that could fill in. Dylan Moore, Luis Urias.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't want Dylan Moore as my everyday.
Nah. I mean, there's very few teams in Major League Baseball that got depth where they could plug an everyday guy to fill in for an everyday guy. When you find that team, let me know. We'll bet.
But look at that, Rayleigh. You got Rayleigh as your backup first baseman. You got Moore as your second.
I mean, Luke Rayleigh started for the Rays last year, Ben.
Not quality.
I mean, he was really good for the first half of the year, and he finished top 6 in AL Rookie of the Year voting last year.
Yeah, but even the drop from 1 to 2 was a fucking mile long.
But you have to compare these guys to what they had last year. Like Luke Rayleigh could have started for them last year. You know what I mean? Like, dude, they were starting AJ Pollock for like half the year last year, dude. They were starting fucking what's his name? Colton Wong, dude.
Colton Wong wasn't with the.
Yes, he was.
Last year.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was, dude. He was he started the year as their second baseman. Fucking dude sucks.
Fucking Irvine lost by 9. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, they got within 4 with under minute and 30 left, and then they fucking couldn't make shit.
67 games with Seattle last year.
You gotta stop questioning me, Ben.
I never will stop questioning you.
The Mariners are gonna win this division. They're going over 87.5, and then you can thank me later at the end of the year.
I can dig it.
I love this team. Just their starting rotation alone, dude. I don't even have to look at the fucking lineup. They
You
can
got to be able to score some runs, though.
They can score 2 runs a game, dude. They're gonna win ball games. Not very many teams have that pitching staff they got.
Yeah, sure. I want to see a big year out of Julio.
I think Julio has an MVP type year. Does he win MVP? I don't know, but he'll definitely be in the conversation. He had a very great second half last year. Remember how bad he started the year?
Oh, yeah, it was horrible.
And he still
He
almost
dug himself the biggest fucking hole.
Yeah, and he still almost fucking finished the season hitting 300. I think he almost had 100 RBIs. That's how good his second half of the year was.
He had where's his RBS? Andrew John his RBS. 155 games. Okay, fuck you. I'm going to Baseball Reference.
I can tell you right now. I gotta pull it.
There we go. 103 RBIs.
Yeah. He batted 275. At the end of the first half last year, he was batting like 220, dude.
Yeah.
Remember he had that fucking like 18 game stretch where he had like an RBI every game and fucking had a hit every game.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had like 5 consecutive multi-hit games, and he almost hit for the cycle like 3 games in a row. Julio's that dude, bro. And I'm telling you, if they get a bounce back year from Ty France, and last year, if you look at Ty France's career, last year was an anomaly. He has never been that bad. So if they get the normal Ty France, that's literally the biggest addition they could have made. You know what I mean? Now, do I expect J.P. Crawford to be as good as he was last year? No. But J.P. Crawford's there to play fucking defense. He's not really there to, for his bat as much as he is to play defense. Plus, they can always make an addition at the deadline. Because they have the pitching depth to trade a guy like Hancock for a fucking top available bat.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, they got a lot of good kids in their system.
A lot of good pitching prospects too. All right, let's move over to the Texas Rangers, defending World Series champions. Their win total is at 88.5. What's the update on DeGrom? Do we know?
Let me check.
Because he had Tommy John in like May last year, right?
Yes.
Said that he
didn't get
began his
15
throwing.
starts.
He began his throwing prayer. Well, he began his throwing program on Monday. That was a month ago. So
he's definitely like a few months out.
yeah.
Yeah. On February 14th, they said DeGrom plays catch with eyes on August return.
Yeah, that's about right. If he was in May, because it's usually like a year and 2 months recovery time. And if he just started throwing, it's gonna be like 3 to 4 months.
He had Tommy John or he had shoulder surgery?
Yeah, he had Tommy John.
Oh, okay.
And he had his Tommy John on June 12th last year.
Okay.
So yeah,
Why'd they wait?
he probably won't be back till August. Because remember, they thought it was just like a sprained elbow, and then he tried to come back again, and then he like lasted like 2 innings, and they pulled him.
Yeah, torn right UCL.
And then Scherzer had a back surgery for herniated disc in December.
Mm-hmm.
He's still on the injury list as well. I'm confused why this team didn't re-sign fucking Montgomery.
Probably the contract he was demanding, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you're not gonna have DeGrom until August. They traded for Tyler Mahle, and that dude had Tommy John last year in May, so he probably won't be available till July.
They got a bunch of young guys. Don't they got what's the name, son?
Yeah, but he's been working more so out of the bullpen.
Al Leiter, son.
Yeah. And they have him listed as a starter, but he's on their AAA roster.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We'll see, but it's very weird. I mean, obviously, this team's going to go with their offense. You know, Evan Carter, he was really good to end the year last year. He's actually the second favorite to win the American Rookie of the Year this year.
Scherzer is eyeing a June return.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, they're like best pitchers aren't going to be. Well, Scherzer's washed now, but that's whatever. And then they got Wyatt Langford. He's coming up. That kid's really fucking nice. They added Jared Walsh, Josh Young, obviously, as well. So, I mean, this team obviously is going to go as their offense, wherever their offense takes them. But you still got to fucking stop people from scoring runs a little bit.
So right now their starting five is going to be
Eovaldi, Gray, Dunning, Heaney, and Bradford.
Yeah, it's a trash rotation.
Yeah.
I also don't think Eovaldi is going to be as good as he was last year.
No.
I think there's regression coming there. I also think there's
looked fucking horrible at spring training.
Yeah, I think their entire team in general, aside from their offensive players, because like they have really good offensive players, but I think the pitching's definitely going to take a step back this year.
Yeah. And you had guys play career years last year.
Oh yeah, career years, and fucking Corey Seager's hurt already.
type of injury he got. Hamstring, ankle,
sports hernia.
Ooh, damn.
That's
Is he gonna play? Is he gonna play through the pain, or you need surgery?
He had surgery right before spring training started.
So he gonna be out what?
Probably till June.
Yeah, say maybe June.
I mean, they still have like a really fucking good lineup, even without him out. But does Adolis Garcia have as good of a year as last year? I don't know. Does Jonah Heim? Absolutely not. Dude had a career year last year. He's a fucking jag.
Yeah. Josh Jung put another fucking crazy year. Does he have a sophomore slump?
I don't know. Josh Young's good, dude.
Yeah.
Him, Evan Carter, and Wyatt Langford are the future of that fucking team.
Oh, for sure.
For all the card collectors out there, if you got fucking Wyatt Langford first, hold on to those.
Just came out this year.
Kid's
and
nice.
Yes, they're selling for fucking stupid money.
Yeah, he's good, dude. He's very good. He's no Jackson Holiday, but he's good. But I like the Rangers to go under, dude. Under 88.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like the over, but they got too many pitching question marks.
Too many injuries, and like I think some of those guys take a step back, dude. There's no way Jonah Heim fucking duplicates what he did last year.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers were saying he's better than fucking Adley Rutschman, dude.
Yeah, no.
God, no.
That's a no for me.
Yeah, I don't think Aroldis has as good of a season. I don't think Letty Tavares has as good of a season. low, maybe not.
Yep.
It's question marks for me.
A lot of question marks.
Yep.
All right, let's move over to the Astros. Their win total is at basically 93.5, 92.5, depending on the book you shop at. They lost some bullpen pieces, dude. They lost Hector Neris. They lost Phil Maton. They lost Ryan Stanek. They all lost their catcher, Martin Maldonado. So Yainer Diaz is going to be their everyday catcher, who was a rookie last year. Probably good for them to move into some youth, as they got a really fucking old team. What do you guys think about the Stros here?
Pitching should be solid. Can Framer Valdez return? What the fuck I keep yawning? Can Framer Valdez return to his form? Because that second half of the season, he was walking a lot of guys, allowing more runs than expected. Even like shit in the playoffs, he got lit up too by Houston. So
He got lit up like the second half of the year, dude.
yeah, so if he can return, I know they strengthened the bullpen. They signed Josh Hader. The lineup is probably gonna be consistent. They just gotta stay healthy. The 93.5 is a lot. I probably got him like at 90 wins, because the division should be better outside of Oakland.
No, Oakland's gonna be better.
They should be too. Not much better, but a little.
No.
They'll still be shit, but yeah, they'll be better shit.
They'll be competitive. The Angels, they should have a decent bullpen. Offense could be good. I don't know if you can trust that starting pitching.
Nope.
But the Mariners and what's the name? The Rangers should definitely give them a run for their money. But 93, I would lean the under.
And I mean, do we see what happened last year, where one pitcher goes down and we, you lose their whole rotation there?
Well, Verlander's starting the year on the injured list.
Yeah.
Urquidy's probably out for the year. Lance
I didn't realize
McCullers.
Urquidy was out for the year.
Well, he has a strained forearm, which
Okay.
tends to lead to fucking
Tommy John.
And
Yep.
Kendall Graveman, who is one of their setup guys. He had shoulder surgery in January, so he probably won't be back till June, July-ish, if then. Luis Garcia had Tommy John last May. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I understand they added Hader, but, they lost Hector Neris and Phil Maton, who were two staples of that bullpen. And now you're really relying on, like, Rafael Montero, who was fucking absolute dog shit last year, to be a big piece of your bullpen. But on the same front, too, you had two rookies in your rotation last year, in Hunter Brown and JP France, who, at times looked every bit of starting rotation material. So another year with them, I think that's a positive. If Framber can return to form, that's huge. It's just hard to count the Astros out, because every time I say they're gonna be worse, they fucking end up back in the fucking AL championship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I think the Mariners win this division, but Houston's still gonna be around, and they're gonna be probably in the playoffs.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Now, do I like them over 93.5? No, but I'm also not going to play the under.
Yeah.
Because I can't see a world where they go over.
Yeah. I Oh, what happened there?
I lost you, Ben.
Yeah. I lost everything.
There we go.
There we go. All of my screens went black for a second.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
Yeah, I just offensively, I think they're good enough, but like pitching wise, I don't think they're strong enough there. And you're really asking for, some guys to have great years that can, Yainer Diaz can have a great year. Your Jordan was a little up and down last year. You got to have him, playing, lights out. Jeremy Pena has to go back to his kind of World Series run quality.
Yeah.
Altuve, I mean, they just gave him a huge contract extension.
Yeah,
for
he's just
some
another
reason.
year older. He's 34
Exactly.
now.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you're gonna see him start to tail off. Bregman's got to have a great year. I think their outfield is young but strong with Chase McCormick. It's Jacoby Myers, right?
Yeah.
Jake Myers.
Jake Myers.
And then Kyle Tucker out there. So I mean, again, they have players that can do it. They just have to do it.
Yeah. Agreed.
But there's a lot of players there that have to take that step up for this team to even come close to that 92.5. I don't see them as a better team than a 3-game better team than they were last year.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move over to the NL West. We're going to kick it off with the Rockies at 59.5, 60.5 games, depending on where you shop at. The Rockies
That changed. That changed.
The Rockies are always a tricky team to evaluate because they're always good at home. Even when they're bad, they're good at home. So, they play 81 home games, and they usually win about, 65 to 70% of them. So it's always a tricky team. I know they only won 59 games last year total, but
they were 37-44 at home, so they were about 40% there.
Yeah, and they're usually very, very good at home. I don't know why, but they usually are. They added Cal Quantrill this year, which is decent move. They usually have shitty pitching anyways. They added Dakota Hudson, so we'll see what happens with their pitching. But what do you guys think about the Rockies this year?
I just don't understand why pitchers go to Colorado.
Well, they traded for Cal Quantrill. He didn't have a choice.
Oh, he didn't have a choice. Okay. That's just to me that asks for numbers to rise. So I think this is just going to be the same old Colorado team again this year. We're asking them to win a game more, and I just don't see what they've done to get any better.
Yeah, I mean they were hurt a lot
defensively.
last year. I think that's the biggest thing that you're looking for. You're looking for like Chris Bryant to stay healthy, but I mean that dude hasn't stayed healthy since he signed the deal with Colorado.
And he's getting old.
Brendan Rodgers was hurt last year. They got to stay healthy, but I really like Nolan Jones. I think he's a hell of a fucking player, dude. He's probably going to be their all-star representative this year. They also have a really good closer in Justin Lawrence. So those are two guys that I think are pretty solid, but yeah, this team's going to fucking suck, dude. They're going to finish last place. But 59.5 games that's really low for a team that can win, 44 just at home. Or 40 games
Well,
at home.
They have to win those games at home though.
Yeah.
And I see 2 teams in the division that got better. I see one that's about staying the same, and I see one that's got worse. So
Who got worse in the division?
I'd say San Diego got worse.
Yeah. We'll get to them soon.
But I just don't see where they're going to get more games.
Who stayed the same in the division?
Arizona.
Hell nah. They got better too, bro. They got better. We'll talk about them as well. But yeah, the Rockies suck. What do you think, Irv?
They don't score a lot of runs at home, probably be terrible on the road. So if they could put up runs at home, maybe, because it shouldn't be hard to win fucking 60 games. You pay 162, so
You would think that though.
you would think that though, but with this pitching staff, They might bring back Chris Flexen, Lord knows.
Nah, he's on the White Sox.
He'll get DFA'd back in Colorado in no time. Yeah, I would have to lean the under just off face value, but you can always bet they overs at home.
Yeah. It's
Damn,
true.
they're gonna be terrible, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna be bad. All right, let's move over to so we got 3 teams that basically have the same win totals here. We'll start with the Padres, 83.5. Obviously, they lost Juan Soto, but still got Bogarts. They still got Tatis Jr. They still got Manny Machado. They also have Jerickson Profar. They added him again after they lost him last year. So what do you guys think about the Padres?
This team is gonna be the definition of boom or bust.
Why do you say that?
Because if their starting pitch can stay healthy, then they could probably be in it to win it. Probably fight for a wild card spot. But if their starting pitching can't stay healthy and that lineup doesn't hit like it's supposed to, like it was for a couple of months last year to the end of the season, then there could be a recipe for disaster. Plus, you deduct Juan Soto from that lineup, so that's going to impact them as well. I don't know, but they still got Tatis, like you said. They still got Machado. Can Xander bounce back? Because he had a real bad year last year. He got moved from shortstop to second base.
Machado had a bad year too.
But Kim is damn good though. I like him a lot.
Yep.
I don't know if they're gonna pay or trade him. That's another decision they're gonna have to make before the deadline.
I'm gonna say this about the Padres. All right.
They got a lot of talent. Damn.
I think they are finally starting to build the roster the way the roster should have been built. They play in the second worst ballpark to hit in outside of Oracle Park. And they built that team based on offense the last few years. Now they're back to building it around starting pitching. And I think they have a really fucking good starting pitching rotation. I think Michael King and Dylan Cease are their 2 best starters. Yet they're going to fucking Korea and they're going to start fucking Joe Musgrove and fucking Yu Darvish. But regardless, Joe Musgrove pitches good in San Diego. And the ballpark favors starting pitching. Now, having those 4 starters right there is way better than the fucking shit they tossed out there the last few years. I think we can all agree on that.
I think Yu is getting even worse.
He may, but he still pitches in a friendly ballpark, and he's still better than fucking the dudes they were tossing out there last year. Michael Wacha, fucking, who was that other dude? There, Luis.
I mean, they were tossing Yu Darvish out there last year too.
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't his normal self. I mean, he's 38 years old now.
Yeah.
So we're going to expect some regression. But I mean, bro, they added Michael King. Michael King was phenomenal last year for the Yankees. Dylan Cease, I expect him to have a bounce back year, and now he plays in a very friendly pitcher park. I expect him to have a much better season than he did last year.
Against a much stronger division, though.
Sure, but I mean, he's still a really good pitcher. I mean, this is a guy that finished second in their Cy Young voting 2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't disagree with on that, but I still think it's going to be a little bit harder for him this year.
I also like the addition of Wandy Peralta. He was a really good in the bullpen for the Yankees. He shuts lefties down. But man, I actually like this Padres team. I like this team to go over 83.5 wins. This division, man, is gonna be it's gonna be brutal, bro. Because I think the Padres, the Giants, and the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers obviously are all in play to fucking not only win the division but obviously make the playoffs. So I think this division, really the biggest thing is gonna be a battle of attrition. Who's gonna be the healthiest all season long, I think, is the biggest thing. But the 2 things about the Padres and the Giants is them and the Rockies have the best home field advantage. The Rockies have the elevation, and the Giants and Padres have parks that it's extremely hard to hit at. which I think favors them. And I think the Padres now are finally starting to utilize that in their favor and build a roster around that. So I'm interested. I'm very interested to see how this team performs. I think the Diamondbacks got better, but I think the Diamondbacks are going to take a step back from last year just because they're so young. And I just think the Padres and Giants have way too good of pitching staffs to be bad, to finish under 500. Just too strong pitching.
Yeah, I'm still questionable about the Padres. I'm going to have to be that see it to believe it because
Then
they
you're questionable
disappointed
about
me.
everyone.
No, I'm not. Asshole. Because you know, what have they shown us the last 2 years?
Well, I mean, the year before
Dog shit.
last, they fucking made the NLCS.
The year before last, they underperformed during the regular season.
They made the National League Championship Series. What are we
During the
talking
regular
about?
season,
Doesn't matter. They made the NLCS. They made the playoffs and they made the NLCS.
last year they were absolute dog shit. You're asking for Xander Bogaerts to make a huge step up, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, but no, you can't say that because last year is an anomaly to his career. Like you can't
Isn't
be like,
this is only like his third year.
no, bro, he's been playing for like 8 years, and he's coming off his worst year.
Nah, he been one of the better, one of the
Yeah, he's been
arguably the top 5, top 6 shortstop his whole career.
yeah. So you can't be like we've never seen him. No, dude, this is a perennial all-star player. Like he had a bad year last year. So if anything, we're expecting a bounce back year, more so than we're expecting more regression. He's on the second year of his deal. Same with Manny Machado, dude. Like Manny Machado had his worst year, arguably, of his career last year. Now, are we expecting both Manny and Xander Bogaerts to have worse years than they have in their entire careers again? I doubt it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, prove it to me.
Ben gotta have everything proven to him every year. He don't care what you done. You could have won 4 MVPs. He's like, nah, you gotta prove it. You gotta prove it this year.
You gotta prove it.
Oh, I love it. Can't wait till we talk to Dodgers. He's gonna be like, well, you gotta prove it.
No, we all know about the Dodgers.
Maybe the Dodgers will defer their wins like they will their salaries, huh?
Yeah. Well, they better fucking hope so they can get some wins at the end of the year because that's when they need them most.
Nah, but I think the Padres are being so undervalued this year and overlooked that I think this is kind of when they can. Because I thought last year they kind of were dog shit because it was really the first time in the history of the San Diego Padres that there was actually expectations on them. And I think that kind of like they didn't know how to deal with it. And when I say they didn't, like, I mean from like an organizational, like top to bottom, just like they didn't know how to deal with expectations. And now there's like no expectation. It's like, oh, this team's gonna suck, dude. They're like the 4th best team in this fucking league. It would not shock me if this team fucking wins 92 games and is in the playoffs.
Yes, I was thinking 2021, not 2022, when they disappointed and only won 79 games.
But I mean, this team. But even in 2021, they didn't have those crazy expectations. They didn't have Juan Soto. You know what I mean? They had Manny.
They had Manny. They had Tatis.
But they didn't have Ha-Seong Kim. They didn't have a lot of these guys. And Ha-Seong Kim might be the best player on that fucking team if we're being completely honest, dude.
And we're already hearing that he is planning on bouncing.
Well, they probably can't repay him. He's going to get a big contract. Yeah. He's going to be playing for the Las Vegas A's.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There was a bomb threat at the Seoul Stadium.
Yeah. But they said they didn't find any like evidence of it being legit or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, false alarm.
Jesus.
Still crazy though.
Yep.
Yes. Shohei
So,
coming to town. That
see
everybody
this.
likes it, right?
Guess not. Irv, what do you think about the Padres?
Like I said, they could be really good or they could be really mid. If that pitching staff stays healthy, I think they can be good because they don't got to score a lot. If that pitching staff pitched to its potential because they got proven guys, especially Dylan Cease. I want to see him bounce back because shit, he's a Cy Young candidate if he pitches the way he's supposed to. So we'll see how that goes. But I think they'll be 83. They could probably have a favorable schedule too, because last year they finished in what, third place or fourth place?
Third, I think.
Third. So yeah, they're gonna have a favorable schedule. If they can survive and not just be complete dog shit in the division, then I can see them getting over 83 wins. I would lean the over just on paper because, like you said, Machado wasn't good, Bogarts wasn't good. I don't expect neither one of them to have 2 bad years in a row. So they should be better this year. Because last year they won how many games?
Last year they won like 79, right?
82.
82. Yeah. Juan Soto, they could survive losing him.
Soto wasn't even that good last year though.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have a great year last year. So
Yeah.
you just ask him to win 2 more games. Yeah, I think they could do that. I'll lean the over.
With a better pitching staff too.
Yeah, the better pitching staff, definitely.
All right, let's move on to the Diamondbacks, who are also at 83.5 wins. Last year they won 84, so we're talking a half game increase. They lost Lourdes Gurriel, lost Tommy Pham, lost Zach Davies, lost Evan Longoria, lost Nick Ahmed, lost Kyle Lewis, and lost Mark Melancon. Obviously, they returned Corbin Carroll, who won NL Rookie of the Year, Ketel Marte, Gabriel Moreno, Christian Walker. They added Jock Peterson. Return Alex Thomas. Oh, I'm sorry. They re-signed Lourdes Gurriel. I'm sorry. They did re-sign him. And then obviously they returned Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly. They added Eduardo Rodriguez in free agency. They returned Brandon Pfaadt, who was absolutely incredible in the postseason run. So this team looking to come off the World Series run they had last year. Boys, what do you guys think?
And this is the team that I have right at staying at the same. So I guess I'd put them at over because they were at 84 last year, and I think they're going to be at 84 or 85 this year. I think they played out of their minds last year, but I think they got better. I don't think they'll play as well, but you add Jock Peterson as a DH. I think that's a great add there for your right-handers. Eduardo Rodriguez is a great pitcher. So I think that's a huge step for them. So I think the regression from their everyday players plus the additions balances them out right here. So I think this is going to be the,
Does Zach Gallen need to prove it though, Ben?
No. Asshole.
We're good. We're good on Gallen. We're good on Gallen.
He needs to prove it.
Does Carroll need to prove it?
No.
Okay. All right.
Alec Thomas doesn't need to prove it either.
Oh, come on.
He was a
mid.
great center fielder for them.
Yeah, he's good in the outfield. He's good in the outfield.
Yeah.
But at the plate, he's leaves a lot to be desired sometimes.
Gabe Moreno, great catcher. Perdomo or Lawler. I'll take either of them at shortstop. I don't think they have that same year that they have last year. I think they're probably all going to take a little step down because they played out of their mind. So
see, I think the guys that
good pieces.
I think the guys that take a step back on their team are the Christian Walkers of the world, the Lourdes Gurriels of the world, like those journeyman guys. I think take this step back. Like Lourdes Gurriel last year in the first half of the year was like incredible, and then he like cooled off in the second half. He had a good playoff run. I think he fucking takes a step back. I think the biggest thing about the Diamondbacks, though, is their rotation. Like, did we get the Brandon Pfaadt that we got in the postseason, or did we get the Brandon Pfaadt that we got in the regular season? Right? Eduardo Rodriguez. Do we get the Eduardo Rodriguez that we saw in Boston at the end of his Boston tenure? Do we get the Eduardo Rodriguez that we saw last year for Detroit? Right? Merrill Kelly, 35 years old. Does he continue to pitch as well as he pitched the last 2 years? Huge question mark. Does Zach
Why
Gallen...
are you questioning everything, bro?
I'm only questioning these things because I'm not talking anomalies, right? Like Xander Bogart, for example, being like, oh, does Xander Bogart have a better year? Like, that was an anomaly last year. Ty France, anomaly last year, bad years. But these are guys, Eduardo Rodriguez, he's had several bad seasons. He's had several good seasons. So it's which one is it? Merrill Kelly, I mean, dude, this guy went to the KBO. He was so bad in Major League Baseball, his first fucking stint. You know what I mean? Like, so what Merrill Kelly do we get? He was up and down last year. Last year he was good in some games, and he was fucking atrocious for a couple weeks stretch, right? So I just think a lot of it is what kind of consistency we get out of the rotation. Their bullpen last year, once they got healthy, really fucking good. Kevin Ginkel started the year fucking terrible, unhittable the second half of last year. Paul Sewald, great fucking closer, we know that. Miguel Castro was really nice last year. So I like those three guys. I like Joe Mantiply as well. He's been consistent in his career. But I think a lot of their how they're going to perform is those guys like Christian Walker, the Jock Petersons, the Lourdes Gurriels, the Eugenio Suarez's, and then their rotation. I think those are the biggest question marks about this team. And if we get the Brandon Pfaadt from the playoffs of last year, along with Zach Gallen and who he's been for the last several years, this could be a really fucking good team, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know Corbin Carroll is really fucking good. You know, even Geraldo Perdomo, like he was once a top prospect for the Diamondbacks. He showed promise last year, but he also went through stretches where he was really bad. You know, and the Diamondbacks kind of last year, remember the Diamondbacks, how hot they were the first half of the year? And then they had that like 2 month stretch where it was like, damn, they might not even make the playoffs. Mm. And then they caught fire again at the end of the year. Right? But now I think this division is better because the Giants got better. I think the Padres are better than last year. I know they lost Juan Soto, but I think with their rotation, they're better than last year. So now the Diamondbacks don't only need to think about the Dodgers, right? They got to think about the Giants and they got to think about the Padres. And I think that could be the ultimate downfall because, I mean, I'm telling you guys, dude, this division is going to be an absolute fucking grind. Like, the fourth place team might win 81 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's tough to play any of these teams. Even the Dodgers at 103.5 wins. As good as the Dodgers are, as good as they are on paper, bro, the winner of this division might win 93 games, 92.5 games, 92 games. The Dodgers might win 92 games and win this division. This division is really fucking good.
This could be a division that has four teams in the playoffs.
It could, but then you got to think about the NL East too, because the Phillies and the Braves are really fucking
Phillies
good.
And Braves, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
but
I do agree that we're gonna get multiple teams out of the East and the West, and then the Central is gonna be like whoever wins the Central is probably getting in, and whoever wins the Central is probably winning like 88 games.
Yeah.
So I have no interest in playing any win totals for this division. I would probably sprinkle a little bit on like the Giants to win the division or the Giants to make the playoffs, Diamondbacks to make the playoffs. I don't even know if I'd sprinkle any on them to win the division just because I think the Dodgers are probably going to run away with it. But
agreed.
It's hard to play the win totals here.
Yep.
I agree.
All right, well, let's move over to those Giants who are at 83.5 wins right now as well. which is only 5 more wins than they had last year. And again, only 5 more wins than last year, and this team got better.
They got much better.
They got better at basically every fucking position, and you're telling me they're only going to go up, that they're only projected to go up 5 games. Added Matt Chapman. Added Jung-Hoo Lee. Added, who else did they add?
Nick Ahmed.
Nick Ahmed he's going to be like a fucking utility player. Add Blake Snell. Add Jordan Hicks. And you return one of the better bullpens in baseball.
Soler.
Oh yeah, you add Soler and you get rid of fucking Gabe Kapler, which I think is a fucking net positive.
Oh yeah, and to oh my god, why A's in San Diego coach? Oh my god.
Bomel.
Melvin. Yeah. Like to add Melvin, I think is great for this team because there are a bunch of younger guys on this team that he flourishes with.
Yep.
So I think Melvin on this team is a great fit.
And he's a clubhouse guy. He's won multiple manager of the year awards. He does his weakness is fucking managing a game though sometimes, so good luck with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes he makes the wrong moves in the bullpen. However, the Giants have a good bullpen with the Rogers brothers, Duvall in the back end, Luke Jackson. I mean, that was never the issue with this team, so I think they're going to be solid there again. I think the addition of Blake Snell is really good, and especially considering he's still on a prove-it deal, I think is nice. Obviously, Kyle Harrison, one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball. Jordan Hicks, who throws gas, he's got really good stuff. It's just, last time the Cardinals tried to make him a starter, it didn't really work out as well. So does it work this time? This time he's going to be like a 4 or 5 starter, so I don't think there's a ton of pressure on him, really. And then I think their lineup got a lot better, adding Matt Chapman, Patrick Bailey another year, Jung-Hoo Lee, obviously. But ultimately, like the Padres, I like that the Giants are finally building around the strength of their ballpark, which is pitching. And not only that, you add guys that are actually good at defense. Because remember, the Giants have been so bad defensively the last couple of years. So what do? They add a Gold Glover in fucking Matt Chapman. They add a really good utility defenseman in Nick Ahmed. They get
Jung-Hoo Lee is a great outfielder.
Great outfielder, yep. So I actually like what the Giants have done this year. Again, hard to play the win total, but I do like them at plus 150 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I like them over their win total. With the additions that they've made, like you said, it's at almost every single position. They're going to be playing the 4th best team in the division. They're pitching, which I'm looking forward to if they make the playoffs. You're going to have Webb, Snell, Harrison, and then or Robbie Ray coming back in June, July. If he comes back at a high level, then you can pitch 4 guys in Harrison or Ray, or you can have either Harrison or Ray be a nasty relief, pitcher to come in and do work after any struggles show up. So I'm really happy with that, but we got to make the playoffs first.
Got to make the playoffs. What do you think, Irv?
Pitching should be good. Lineup should be better. So they should be a better team. The division's going to be more competitive, though. So that could be an issue, but we'll see. I think they're going to be good. But like you said, 4 teams in this division could easily win 80 games, 90 games. So it all depends on health. Hopefully the lineup can hit, because I saw a stat that no batter has hit over 25 home runs since Barry Bonds. That's fucking crazy.
Well, it's hard in that ballpark, dude. It's a very tough ballpark to hit home runs.
But yeah, damn, 25 home runs. That's
Well, that's why that ballpark you should get gap to gap hitters, because their outfield's so big that if you can get gap hitters, a triple is just as good as a home run most of the time.
Yeah, so
There's guys
they
on
should
base.
be good, but like it all depends on health. Do I think they're better than the Diamondbacks? Maybe, but that's who they could contend to win the division, but second place is almost guaranteed a playoff spot. So I think that's what it comes down to. They always play the Dodgers tough, so if they could get anywhere near a season split with them,
Yeah.
that'll go a long way as far as the division goes. And they're gonna be playing a third place schedule, fourth place schedule.
Yeah.
So that should be favorable. But they just gotta stay healthy. The hitters gotta hit. And because the pitchers look like they're gonna be solid on paper. You know, Blake Snell only goes 5 or 6 innings. Hopefully he doesn't walk a whole bunch of guys this year.
Yep.
But other than that, they look good. They should be a hell of a lot better than last year for sure.
Yep. All right, let's move over to the Dodgers, who have the highest win total in baseball since I think like 2002. 103.5 wins, basically everywhere. Irv, I'll let you kick off the Dodgers since you're the Dodgers fan.
I'm not a Dodger fan. I'm a Diamondbacks fan. I mean, I'm an Angels fan.
There we go. Angels.
Shohei shafted us. Nah,
Don't you wish you had the ability to mute somebody, Jordan, as the host?
oh,
You just
You should
pretend
be
like you
good.
didn't
So
do
many
that
times
shit,
I'd
and
want to
you
mute
just-
you. Don't worry.
they gotta be healthy. But what they added on paper compared to last year as far as pitching is night and day. Yoshinobu is probably gonna take a little longer to transfer over or adjust to major league, but he should be good. We won't have Shohei pitching this year, but you know, Gavin Stone stepping up, those young arms. I think we're gonna be all right. Now, do 103, that's a lot of wins, but we won 100 last year in a transition year. So maybe if they stay healthy, I can see them getting to 105, 106. So I would probably lean the over because they just got to stay healthy. But man, Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie at the top of the lineup, that's nasty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've always had a good whatchamacallit lineup. You know, adding Shohei just kind of the cherry on top. The only issue I do have with their lineup is they have a lot of fucking lefties, dude. A lot of lefties. So if a team has a lot of lefty pitchers, it could become an issue. You know, when you got Shohei, Freeman, Muncy, Outman, Gavin Lux, right? That's a lot of fucking lefties, dude. So that could become an issue. Health, obviously an issue, but the Dodgers have guys that are like, have never really had injury history. You know, Betts has never really missed a ton of games. Freeman's never really missed a ton of games. Shohei's probably the one guy on their roster that, like, well, obviously Gavin Lux last year, but Shohei.
Is Gavin ready for opening day?
Yeah, but he's not playing shortstop no more. He's playing second.
No, second,
base.
yeah.
The word around the campfire is he might not be playing second base for long either.
That's bad.
Because the Dodgers are trying to get Willie Adames, and if they get him, then that's nasty.
Adames sucks, dog.
He doesn't suck. What he's gonna be getting paid to do for the Dodgers is play great defense. He plays great defense and hit home runs. He's got to cut down on the strikeouts.
Are they gonna defer his
Oh
salary?
no, he
to
only has a year
2088?
left, so he's gonna be a free agent. Either they assign him or assign somebody else.
What the Dodgers should do is trade for Javi Baez.
Fuck no. They trade for Javi Baez. Yeah, they better defer all his salary to fucking the year 2080 to 2085. But nah, they're not trading for Javi Baez. Damn, that dude fleeced the fuck out the Tigers, man.
Yeah.
Dude batted 046 in spring training. That's terrible.
Yeah. Nah, he hasn't been good at the plate for a while, dude.
That's horrible.
But nah, I mean, my only concern about the Dodgers, like, I wouldn't even say health is a big concern, like I said, like, because they have got guys that pretty much stay healthy, but like
It's pitcher health.
Yeah, and pitcher health is definitely a concern, and Yamamoto's been fucking terrible in spring training. Dude has an 8.38 ERA, so hopefully,
Nah, have you watched his starts? A lot of those runs are from errors.
dude, your
He had
ERA
an
doesn't count towards errors, dude.
No, what I'm saying,
Mhm.
yeah, it was a lot of those that especially that second start where he gave up like 4 or 5 runs. The Dodgers had like 3 errors in one inning.
Errors don't count against your ERA though, because it's earned run average, not unearned run average.
Oh well, I think he's gonna be fine because he had a 8 ERA, but shit, he struck out 19 batters, and
Yeah.
sometimes he made hitters look completely just mismatched. But it's gonna take some adjusting.
Yeah,
He probably can win a Rookie of the Year, but
in spring
he might-
training is especially for pitchers, you can't put a ton of
yeah.
a lot behind it because some of them are just trying to stretch their arms out, and
Yeah,
you
and
know,
Shohei was pretty terrible his first spring training too. So
he
and we
was
seen what he became.
yeah, he can't stay healthy throwing the ball, so that's what he became.
Well, he'll be healthy from now on.
Oh, I bet.
We got the miracle worker, the miracle Tommy John guy. You see who the punks, trash ass skankies. You see where they sent Snell, Garrett Cole to get his second option.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Definitely starting rotation for health is definitely a question mark for the Dodgers. We'll see how Walker Buehler when he comes back. And then we got Emmett Sheehan now with forearm inflammation on the IL. He could possibly need Tommy John. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, is this his forearm? I thought it was something else. I thought he had an oblique strain or something.
It says forearm inflammation.
Oh, damn. Then my boy might be out.
Yep. So we'll see what happens with it. That's if there was a question mark, it's definitely that. But I mean, their bullpen's pretty solid, which is why they always win a ton of regular season games because they have a lot of depth in their bullpen. And you know, the Dodgers will always be good in the regular season. That's what they do. It's just a matter of whether they win when it counts, which they don't do.
You know, Dave Roberts is going to go throw Kershaw in there for a start in the postseason.
I mean, if they have to, Ben, that's all bad, dude.
I don't think
No.
Kershaw is going to be a starter this postseason. Honestly,
Nah,
keep it 100.
no, I know.
If he has to
I
pitch
know.
in the postseason, then it's a
Because if
all
Walker
bad.
comes back healthy, the top 3 would be Yamamoto, Glasnow, and Walker.
But Glass now
behind-
staying healthy for a whole year is also a huge ass.
I was just going to say that as well.
I think he's going to be healthy. Dodgers help improve his mechanics. He's looking like a beast. I like Tyler Glasnow. Shit,
Oh, I
he
mean
could
he's
be-
nasty,
he could be
bro.
he could be a dark horse for the NL Cy Young this year, honestly, because he looked damn near unhittable in spring training.
Yeah, but I also think the Dodgers are going to move to a 6-man rotation at some point, so he might not have the innings.
Hopefully he can get there. But damn, I hope my boy Sheehan don't need fucking Tommy John. Because he was working on 2 new pitches. So hopefully that just
I feel like all
That's-
these dudes working on new pitches all got fucking arm issues this offseason,
Mhm.
dude.
damn. I was looking forward to him good with those new pitches. I didn't know he was fucking 6'5". Damn, that's a big ass kid.
Yeah.
He from the Bay Area too.
Yeah, all the good pitchers are from the Bay.
Anybody trying to hear that shit? Shut up.
Where's Sheehan from?
Let me look it up.
I think
It
he's
says
from the
California.
peninsula.
Yeah.
Where did he go to high school?
Well, he went to Boston. Wait, no, he was born in New York, but he went to Boston College. Wait,
That's-
he's not from the Bay, then.
Yeah, you're a fool, dude. What are you talking about? He's from the Bay. Dog. He's from the complete opposite side of the fucking country.
Well, one of our good young pitchers is from the Bay. I thought it was him.
Who is it? Let me see here.
Let me look it up.
Is it Gavin Stone? Or Bobby Miller? Nah, Bobby Miller's from SoCal, isn't he?
Let's say Elk Grove. Where the hell is that Elk Grove?
Oh, that's
It's up by
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Yeah.
Who's that? Bobby Miller?
That's who it was. Let me see where Gavin Stone's from.
Gavin Stone's from Arkansas.
Lake City, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Where's Newhall, California? Because that's where Tyler.
Oh,
Glass comes from.
that's y'all. That's y'all neck of the woods. Wait, no, wait. That's not y'all neck of the woods. That's like
Newhall, California.
like central, like like Central California East. Newhall.
Nah, it's Santa Clarita, you fool.
Oh. Well, damn.
That's near your neck of the woods.
That is.
Kinda. All right.
That's
Let's
Southern
get
James
California.
Outman's from Redwood City.
who?
James Outman from Redwood City.
Oh,
Ain't
nice.
that where big ass trees at?
Those are redwoods, though.
Yeah. But where's the redwood trees? Where those at?
The Santa Cruz Mountains.
Oh, okay.
He really said, is that where all the big trees are from?
Man, Redwood City, redwood trees.
I love you, Herb. That was great. All right, let's get our best bets for these divisions. What do you guys like?
What's the D-backs over under?
83.5.
84 or 83.5.
I like their over. For my best bets, I got 3. I like the D-backs over.
All right.
I like the Dodgers over.
You like the Dodgers over 103.5?
Yeah, I'm taking us over. We won 100 last year, and this team's done way better. And give me. I like the Mariners to go over.
M's over 87.5. All right. Ben?
I'm going with the two Bay Area teams. I'm gonna go Oakland over 56.5, and I'm gonna go San Francisco over 83.5.
All right. Oakland over, what was it? 57.5?
56.5.
And SF over 83.
Yep.
All right. I'm going Mariners over 87.5, and then to win the AL West plus 300. And then I'm also taking Giants to make the playoffs plus 150. I don't want to touch any win totals for this division for the NL West. Those are my best bets. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ, to your mobile device. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to track your bets. Become a better Sharps app. With all that being said, we'll be back next week to do Cy Young winners, MVP, Manager of the Year, Rookie of the Year. Be breaking all that down. We'll be back Sunday to talk some March Madness, talk some MLB opening series as well, and then some other stuff, whatever news tends to pop up between now and then. But we'll be back. Everybody enjoy the opening weekend of March Madness. I'll be at Circa on Friday
Jealous.
to watch the games.
That shit was so much fun.
Is that Napoleon Dynamite on your shirt?
No, this is Incubus, bro.
Who the hell is Incubus?
Oh, brother. We'll see y'all later.